Hey guys, Raivuns here. So The Last of Us TV show just dropped its first episode and people are loving it so far. On Rotten Tomatoes it's sitting at a 99% critic score and a 96% audience score. That's extremely good. Critics and audiences agree that this was pretty dang good. Critics and audiences both so far really seem to like it. And on IMDb it's telling a similar story. It has a rating of 9.5 out of 10 so far. So that's pretty impressive. People really seem to like it. And you know why? Because it feels like the creators of the show actually tried to make an accurate adaptation of the video game. And yes, video game adaptations have a bad reputation, and of course not without a reason. Because it's true, most of them so far have been pretty bad. But The Last of Us show so far seems to be doing a pretty good job. The one other show that comes to my mind when I think of video game adaptations that are actually good is probably Arcane. It's not directly a video game adaptation, but it's based on a video game, League of Legends. And Arcane was a great show. I loved Arcane Season 1, and I'm really hyped for Season 2. And if the following The Last of Us episodes manage to stay on the same level or even manage to improve the quality, this could become the second good video game adaptation. And so far it's doing pretty well. We have a lot of articles out there like this one from The Guardian saying The Last of Us review, one of the finest TV shows you will see this year, and they gave it 5 stars. Of course, trusting the mainstream media is always difficult and it's not always reliable, but it's hard to find a bad review of this show, and that's impressive. Or this one by BuzzFeed. The Last of Us adaptation is finally here and fans have been blown away by the first episode. I can't get over the textbook parallels between the video game and the series. And yes, that's an aspect that most fans have been praising so far. It's pretty accurate to the game. There are a lot of scenes that it straight up copies one-to-one into the show. And I watched the first episode. And I played the game a couple of years ago. And the game is great. Okay, I really like the game. So I watched the episode and I also enjoyed it. I wouldn't call it good or great so far, but it was a solid start. I will have to see a couple more episodes to be able to judge it more properly. But a really solid start so far from episode 1. And this does look like it will end up being a good adaptation so far. Something you can't really say about another show that just came out. Velma, a Scooby-Doo prequel, is getting crushed in the reviews so far. People hate it. It has a 55% rating on Rotten Tomatoes based on critic scores and a 6% rating based on audience scores. 6% is like one of the worst ratings I have ever seen on Rotten Tomatoes. People really hate that show. And on IMDb it's a similar thing. It's sitting at a 1.4 out of 10. That's a worse score than Dragon Ball Evolution got. So people really hate it, and for good reasons. Velma is an awful adaptation of the established characters of this beloved franchise. It not only changed the appearances of the characters, but also their whole personalities basically. And the humor of the show is so incredibly cringe and unfunny, it's no wonder that people hate this. It's disrespecting the Scooby-Doo franchise in a big way and fans are extremely sad and upset. So HBO Max really screwed up with Velma. But The Last of Us so far on HBO Max, that's doing pretty good. It's hard to believe that those two shows are both made by HBO. But well, it always depends on the creators, because we got Mindy Kaling working on the Velma show, and she's just awful, pushing her woke agenda and inserting herself into the character all the time. And she's not a funny person at all. But we'll see how The Last of Us continues to do. That's gonna be interesting to see. But what's your opinion on the show so far? Have you seen episode 1 already? What's your opinion? Write it in the comments down below. And don't forget to like the video and please subscribe to the channel. Help this channel grow so we can fight back against this woke community of SJWs on social media. I would really appreciate it. But that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care.